really good for Echo Fox. If they could get either Glaive or Lance, they would be in a really good spot.
Well, they could definitely get one of them. So, I mean, if Cloud9 leaves up both, which one of those do you take?
I think it depends on this next pick from Cloud9 first. I think you have to see this pick, and then you can make that decision.
I like the Glaive into the Ringo, just because the current build, they're going to go in and grab the Glaive, but it allows you to get into the back line, apply an Atlas Pauldron very easy, as well as just reposition him.
Yeah, so I do want to see a Lance come through here, but I want to see it be a jungle Lance. I don't want to see it as the captain Lance. I would love to see them get like a Lance and then perhaps an Arden to round out this composition.
Dang, okay. It's a lot of firepower.
That's what you need. You need the big bull.
Hello.
And the Lance. Okay, I mean, they got the Lance. We knew it was going to be a strong pick for them. Idris is something that we mentioned earlier. This could have a huge impact. Delphi's very comfortable on this hero.
Especially for people who haven't been following like VIS Pro or any of the other leagues and haven't necessarily seen Idris and where he fits into the puzzle since he came out a while ago. Who is going where on the Echo Fox game?
For Echo Fox specifically, it's most likely going to be the Idris in the jungle for Lone Delphi. If it was any other team, it might be different. You might see Idris up in the lane, but because it's Lone Delphi, it's going to be him playing the Idris.
All right, so it's an Arden to round things out for Cloud9. This is a composition we saw right at the beginning of the day, and it's actually a very strong one.
Shine.
Yeah, wow. This Ringo for Old School, lots of threat in the form of a Lance. The Impales are certainly a problem. The slows that can come out of Mixi as well. And this Idris that can just dive on his face. Old School going to have to basically be in the right place all the time.
He's gonna have to put his dancing shoes on. There's just gonna be so happy feet. That's what he's gonna need. Like he's gonna be he's going to have to just be mobile. Like that's the end of it all. If Coldamik gets him, that's probably it. Mixi can actually corner him down, let alone Idris just throwing down that Shimmer Strike. Yeah, you're going to have a bad time. That being said, we got a great Peel squad here. Gabe Vizzle on this Arden. That's a Vanguard. That's not only that, but a Gauntlet. You know he's going to get a Crucible by the end of all things. And Joseph, especially with this CP-ish Glaive that we got going, his cooldowns for the Afterbird knockback should be insane.
Yeah, currently having a bit of trouble as Lone Delphi going to go in.
Whoa.
Manages to dodge. No, he didn't dodge the Impale, but he got out of range for Lone Delphi to do damage to a bit of an interesting interaction with the Impale and Afterburn there. But it does mean that this Elder Treant will go in favor of Lone Delphi. This Idris really just wanting to get as much gold as possible, unlock that divergent path so he can start blinking all over the map with that Shroud Step.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to wait a little bit, at least for the jungle to intensify. He's not going to be going home anytime soon. He's just going to wait for that shop to appear. Coldamik to hold lane. Mixi's going to be...
Yeah, it's a bit scary when you do see that only 3 minutes into the game there's already this CS deficit starting up. Old School just not missing them. And Mixi's going to have to make sure he is getting as much gold as possible to be that impact for his team. Cloud9, yeah, going for this jungle shop. They're making sure that they're together. A bit of a fight could start around this one. We'll have to see who takes it. Fox have the positional advantage. Cloud9 actually respecting that at this stage in the game, they don't really want to go up against what Fox are putting out. So they're going to back away and allow for the early shops to go the way of Echo Fox.
Yeah, not picking up the positioning there on top of that shop. If they had actually gone for a fight, you would have been finding yourself at a Fox advantage. Not only did we get the fountains on both sides, but Mixi dumped quite a bit of gold there, and Lone Delphi, you can see he's ramping up for a Sora Blade as soon as he can here as well. So, yeah, as you said, you're respecting it. It's a good call, cautious. Again, there's no pressure. There's no real bonus. First Blood comes out. Like, as long as you can defend lanes, it's not that big. So, cool and calculated. Nothing here tunnel visioning quite yet.
Cloud9, I guess, just very comfortable that they can farm up, get their items, get their spikes like they did in the previous game. It was 12 minutes at the last game when we got our first blood, quite some time into the game, and Cloud9 very happy to play that calm and collected play style. We do see that's a Aftershock picked up there, I believe, alternating current, yep, my bad, for Mixi. So we're going to see that attack speed start to ramp up, the effects on the auto attacks as well coming out. Wonder if he is able to make use of it. Gabe Vizzle, Old School trying to get to the shot, but Lone Delphi is still protecting it. That Impale won't connect. It's very lucky for Cloud9. They split up like a banana. We're able to get out that one alive.
There's no Shimmer Strike to follow that up either, so I guess we just didn't have the confidence there from Fox. And you're right, with Mixi picking up this alternating current, its attack speed, it goes a long way for his farming ability. His team fights are now going to be very respectable, and from here, a broken myth is actually not out of the cards. We've seen Shatterglass before in the past, but my money's a bit more on the myths. You get those stacks, it's so easy to start getting them up with a delivery system for your fire, at the same time your auto attack, so it all goes a long way, and soon enough you got 5 stacks and you can just verse a judgment, and they're going to have to respect that.
Big item spike there. Lone Delphi completes his Sorrow Blade, which means he has enough weapon power to unlock the weapon power route of his Divergent Paths perk. That's going to be an upgrade to his Shroud Step. Means he now has a blink on it instead of a roll, and also an empowered auto attack. So this is kind of where you see Idrises start to make their presence known. Look for a gank onto the laner. And whilst Old School is still level 6, this could be a good time to catch him out.
But again, just not really any kind of big aggressive posturing. We are still building up quite a few items. You did say, Delphi has that Divergence. We do actually have Old School with his own Sorrow, so it's not like really at a huge disadvantage anymore. Cloud9's been able to spend their cash. Gabe Vizzo, he's looking for that Crucible. Cole the Meek is in the same boat. And just very calm, very collected. Just everything here is so calculated.
Yeah, it certainly is. Cloud9 will have to make sure that they're safe going home. This is some great positioning from Echo Fox. They have to go through Cole the Meek if they want to get to their turret. It means that Echo Fox can force the fight. There's the Giffian's War, but Hellfire Brood going to come in, and Joseph wants to lay down the turret gauntlet. And a lot of people up, but they're just running through. Cole the Meek and Lone Delphi looking for it, but Lone Delphi going to fall. It's first blood once more. I love Joseph. Old School rooted up. Burst of Judgment goes out. Can they get onto Old School? They can. Mixi gonna find that kill before Joseph finds his second. Now Cole the Meek on a retreat. Good Diffion's Wall knocks them all back. The Crystal Sentry, though, is in his way, laying down the damage. And I Love Joseph will not give up this attack, looking for Cole the Meek, who will try and get on top of him. But another roll means that I think he escapes. It's a 2-for-1 for Cloud9. First blood goes their way.
So the very first positioning of that fight was great from Fox. Everything was like put down into a narrow tube. Good for Cole the Meek.
It's interesting. Cole the Meek comes back around.
I wasn't sure if he was going to commit to that one or not.
Yeah.
But past that, like, you saw the Hellfire Brood go on top of Mixi. He was able to block it, but now Fox was chasing 2v3 into a Cloud9, basically stutter stepping to perfection, and Mixi just wasn't part of that fight until the end. Yeah, he got the kill, but if they had fought together, if they had stuck together, it might have been a very different situation.
Like this, they're going on to Old School. Gabe Fizzle, though, going to be there. The Fountains go out. Cole the Meek, though, he's under the turret, taking so much damage. Thankfully, he has the Fountain. He has the Gift of Wrath to heal him on up. He will be okay for now. Gift of Fire, I believe. And so, Echo Fox doing their best to find Old School. He will force the recall here. That's kind of the power that Lance has. They just want some more. No, Delphi's not done. They look for I Love Joseph. Reflex Block comes out to block that impale. Fox once more just not being allowed to get a kill onto a Cloud9 member.
It was 2v3 for a good part of that there as well, so that perhaps going to come back to bite them a little bit later on. For now, though, let's go grab some potions. Going to get some vision here. You can see Cole the Meek throwing out the flares. He's going to be putting down the scout trap, just making sure that there's not a gold miner that it can go unnoticed at this point.
Like
Delphi's ramping up second item there as well. Mixi, again, looking for that myth. I'd be very surprised if he kind of just stuck with the spear, but it's very likely going to be a broken myth sometime soon.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes on that one. Breaking point now finished for Old School, and how this Ringo going to start stacking up those breaking points. Have to watch how that happens in a fight.
Oh, Joseph is looking for minor.
Pretty incredible. Yeah, they are looking to get some action here. Wow. Yep. What's Lone Delphi doing here? Is he just trying to sneak into this bush, maybe catch out Old School?
No, it's just staying out of vision, more or less. Like, if they wanted to jump Gabe, they could. Not that that's a really good idea. If that was Ringo, perhaps, because he's all alone, but it's Gabe. Good luck bringing down that Arden Toot Sweet. But, yeah, picking up those second item spikes, I mean, we're ready to go. Old School has to be the target. He is the big threat right now for Cloud9. 104 CS at the 10-minute mark. He's no slouch there either this game.
Certainly isn't. Currently, Echo Fox, they're trying their best to just find Old School alone, but Gabe Vizzle being so diligent, Flare trap in every, flare into every bush. Is he here? Is he here? Oh, there he is. I found that Idris. Like a game of Where's Wally? Where's Lone Delphi?
Joseph, come on. He has to spend his cash. Spend cash and fight. There he goes.
Aftershock purchased up for Joseph.
They see him there
Fox
with the
making their way back up to the lane. They don't want to take the fight in that little corridor there.
Come on, Cole.
Gauntlet plays. Here comes the Hellfire's Brew. Currently, Cloud9 doing their best to just lay down some damage. The Afterburn goes out and knocks Mixi away. Huge burst though, and that's exactly what Cloud9 want in this situation.
Well, Mixi didn't use the reflect, and then, well, lucky for him, I Love Joseph just kind of knocking him the wrong way. Had he gone towards Cloud9, easy kill, easy turret at that point, but Mixi will actually survive through. He's now just going to heal up in the jungle a little bit while Delphi gets some lane farm. It's going to go a long way to picking up his second item spike, because he's still sorely lacking on that part.
Only trying to get a breaking point of his own, but you're right, he is lacking, and Cloud9, they recognize it. The infusions come out for Joseph and Old School so they can start up this gold miner. They want to fight, but they also want this gold payout. Look at Delphi trying to get into the back line, trying to do the damage. He's going to step into Old School, and he's onto him, doing the damage. Old School can't get away. He does find the return. Joseph able to trade that kill out, but it's currently Fox doing the work. Crystal Sentry going to get involved as Mixi goes too deep. First will not pop, and that's a double for I Love Joseph. Cloud9 once more going to do a barrel roll and get out of the action.
Cloud9 not having a Crucible, absolutely crucial in that fight. He did go into the Atlas Pauldron, which is, again, big, real counter up against that Old School. Not that Cloud9, I think, really had any quality time face-to-face with Old School. That big fight was really just Lone Delphi sticking to his guns, but Cloud9, again, not able to really protect his teammate, not really able to do big follow-ups here. Yeah, they got the kill, but ultimately that Crystal Sentry and the knockback from Joseph securing themselves that plus a gold mine on top of it. So we're still staying ahead here for Cloud9.
Yeah, this CP glaive, the cooldowns are ridiculous, and it almost seems like
5
some
seconds.
teams, they don't respect how much displacement he can provide in a team fight. Especially when it's extended out. You know, Echo Fox, they did well to blow up Old School, traded Lone Delphi, but that's a good trade in their books. They just need to make sure that they don't overextend next time. Perhaps they will be able to whittle away I Love Joseph. Currently Cloud9, good Giphian ball, that's it. Impale blocked up, but they're still looking for the fight. Diving towards Old School, knockback means that Joseph will protect his carry once more. Echo Fox going to fall back this time, making sure that they don't overextend, which cost them 2 kills in the previous fight.
If Glaive's not going to get banned out, you can probably expect to see a lot more of this hero here in VG8NA. He's just so versatile. On the offensive, knock him into a good position. On the defensive, heal for your carry, and you can do things like run this Ringo. Here comes the Hellfire.
Yeah, Hellfire straight onto Mixi, taking so much damage. I Love Joseph being traded on, a great impale, and that's Old School taking a huge beating. They're looking for this fight, Echo Fox. They have the health bar, have the advantage, and I'm loving this proactive play coming out of Echo Fox. They said that, you know, last game didn't work in their favor. Cloud9 ran away with it. And this time, Echo Fox, they want to be the initiators and make sure that the fights are theirs. This turret looking to go down, but a Gauntlet will stop. It hits all 3. Good Giphian's wall will knock everyone away, and Cloud9 will just respect the fact that despite the Gauntlet going down, they just couldn't get onto the fight. Another pull is going to come out. We'll find out what it is soon, but Echo Fox have definitely stepped up into this game.
They have, but you can tell that they're really struggling to stay at the same level. Cloud9 are still continuing to get the better of the engages. They got more kills under their belt this time, but ultimately still the pressure is definitely still on Fox. So if Cloud9, if they get a favorable
Revolver fight, on that Ringo.
Cole's going for it.
He's going to just chunk through the health bars. So currently, is it unpaused?
Yes, it's absolutely unpaused, man. The turret, it's down and out. And Old School, I'm not entirely too sure if he was caught unawares himself, but he got absolutely murdered. All of a sudden, this is now a Fox game with a Crystal Sentry gone as well, Dowsy. Fox have just tied up the gold lead.
No worries. Well, I'll make sure that I get back into the action real quickly, but that's exactly what we wanted to see from Echo Fox. The proactive plays to take the turret, catch Old School unaware, and start to swing the gold lead in their favor will do them great.
Well, I'm not entirely too sure why the pause came or why it went, but Cloud9, all of a sudden, it's a very different game for them. Now, the Kraken is there. I did say whoever wins the fight could actually set themselves up for a Kraken, but it wasn't really much of a fight there, Dowsy. So you give me the super secret signal when you're back. I'm going to watch Fox come down. 3-man rotation. They're looking for Old School. He is just left to his own devices. Joseph coming in for the deal, but we got a big burst coming through. It does not really connect. No stuns there, but that's it for Old School. He is done, and Lone Delphi, he is just getting started. Cloud9 on the 2-man retreat. They are going to have to give up this positioning. The Kraken could easily go to Fox here, and I just don't see the contest. Gabe Bizzle's down half health. We already had Joseph backing all the whole way, and now you can see Delphi. He's just trying to interrupt and play interference here because Kraken actually not going down as fast as I expected, Delphi.
Yeah, currently there's an opportunity to steal this away, and that's why Cloud9 had pro string for it. But I Love Joseph going to get initiated on. They've rooted him on up, but Lone Delphi taking huge damage. Crystal Sentry getting involved. Mixi trying to take the Kraken whilst this fight goes down. That will be Lone Delphi falling. Can they steal the Kraken? Mixi needs a couple more auto attacks. Joseph comes through and he steals it away, and he's going to take Mixi down as well. In fact, he turns around. The Fountains here, they're chasing him on down. Cloud9 have turned this game around, and Mixi, there's nowhere to hide from this clave. He may not be able to see you, but he can sense you. What was that?
Trying to get the best of both worlds, and unfortunately they go home with the worst of it all there, Dowsy. Cloud9 not only get the kills, but a team wipe. They steal the Kraken, literally just handed to them on a silver platter by Mixi. Just could not burn it down fast enough. That's one turret, that's two. We're now up to the choke, and this Kraken's barely broke a sweat.
Yeah, this could just be it all on over for Echo Fox if Cloud9 wanted it to be. They're currently retreating, going to take down this Crystal Sentry and allow Echo Fox a bit of mercy in this game. They feel sorry for them here for court. I guess they understand that despite that huge swing, there's still possibilities for Echo Fox to come back swinging.
Just abandoning the choke turret, like they knew it was in the bag. There's really, realistically, not much of a chance. Like the Kraken at that point down half health, the two Vayne turrets were able to solo it down. Yeah, the turret would take a beating, but it's just way more economical to leave it, make sure you get the choke, and then clear out both sides of the jungle. Like there's only really, what, one camp? Two camps up on the far side here. So the money is just overall better here for Cloud9, and look at Koldemeek, face checks right into the bush.
Yeah, that's not what you want to be doing. Half health on that Lance. Thankfully has the Fountain to start regenning some health up for that next fight, but they do have to wait to allow that health to start ticking on through. Cloud9 do not want to allow it. The Hellfire Brew gonna come through straight into Koldemeek, blocked up with his own reflex block. And now we'll have to see what happens here. There's no Crucible on this Lance, and so it means that the Gauntlet once more will have to be blocked up by the reflex blocks that Mixi and Lone Delphi have both purchased, which allows I Love Joseph free reign to start hitting afterburns.
Lots of infusions, level 12s across the board. Everybody has hit max power in that regard, and with these infusions now ticking down, we even have one here on top of Cole, and he did go into the War Treads. I was expecting, again, Crucible. There's just so many times Joseph can get these afterburns. Old School needs to get blocked out as well.
He's diving in. They want the fight here, and they're straight onto Old School. He's separated from the team, and he's going to go down.
Oh,
no, the Gauntlet saves him. Huge shot from Gabe Bizzle, and they're turning straight onto Lone Delphi. He has to shield up I Love Joseph in the midst of it, but he's going to get out and takes Mixi down with him. Cloud9 are on a different level for court. When one of them is in trouble, the other one steps up to the plate to save that guy's life.
Old School, skin of his teeth, but hey, a win is a win right there. Again, big differences is the way that these reflexes are being worked, the way that these crucibles are being used. Idris had a for sure kill, gets stunned up by that Ardent ult, and he has just that reflex sitting in inventory. He didn't see it or didn't get called out. He tunnel visioned hard, he got stunned up, and that could have easily been a win right there for Fox.
Kraken being started by Cloud9. Echo Fox are aware of it, but it's burning so quickly. And Mixi's in base. There's no way they can steal this. The Kraken will just go in favor. Oh, he got it! It's stolen! He stole it away! How did Koldemeek do that? Oh, it's the
Nano
the
Infusion,
second
baby.
Kraken still of this game, and this time it's Echo Fox who has it. Now she will be batting for the other team. This game is playing with my heartstrings.
Man, I said that Coldemig has that crystal. I didn't really think much of it right there, but that little bit extra goes so far for those impales. That, all right, Coldemig bringing this baby back. They are down 4K gold, biggest we've seen this round, but here's Cloud9 looking for revenge.
Okay, the Vizzle just creating distance between the Kraken and Echo Fox, but these turrets do not stand a chance. And currently Echo Fox are making their way down the lane.
Gotta
They
do
want to
something about old
try
school.
and at least get this choke turret here. That will be a victory. Whether they start the fight is a different question. In fact, I wouldn't put it past Cloud9 to do it. As the Hellfire Brew goes straight onto Mixi.
block.
Gabe Vizzle, he's following up. The Kraken has fallen, and that turret is still alive on the smallest amount of HP. Echo Fox unable to breach the base.
Again, I gotta wonder, is Fox just really okay with these Hellfires going off? There was no blocks. In fact, Mixi uses boots, and then at the same time, Cole hits his War Treads on top of that. So a lot of cooldowns, a lot of damage. Fox just not able to stick around because they don't have the confidence there, especially that close to a turret. And yeah, one hit, that's all it needed. They either needed to commit to it or just leave. Clear out the jungle would have been a little bit more economical, whereas of now, they just don't really get as much as they could have. And they you know, kind of brought the gap down a bit, but every time you kill that Kraken, it's 500 gold back into your pocket here, Dowsy. So whatever progress they made, just kind of thrown back into the pockets of Cloud9.
Yeah, certainly is. This game is on a knife's edge. Ignore the gold. It almost seems pointless to look at all the stats, the 8 kills to 4, the 45,000 to 40,000, because both these teams are capable of taking an advantage from each other. None of these teams playing absolutely perfectly. Errors thereabouts. More infusions being purchased up. This next team fight, though, could just decide it all. Echo Fox, it would be them out of this week's tournament. Cloud9 would progress to the semis, and the Gauntlet gonna go down. Cloud9 want the fight. This Crystal Sentry is the eye, but look at Mixi taking so much damage.
Oh.
They take the Sentry, it's defeated, but will they get away with their life? He's burning down. That's gonna be the Hellfire Brew finding the kill, and it's Lone Delphi so low, doing his best to get out as Coldemig provides support from afar. Gabe Vizzle, he's charging on forward. There's Idris doing his best, but Joseph coming around from the side, and Old School will find the kill. And this is a disastrous result for Echo Fox. Committing too hard for the Sentry could cost them the game.
Yeah, just for a Sentry. Like, I understand somewhat towards the beginning, the mid of the game, get one of those lives out early, right? But this end game situation, looking for that crystal, I'm just not entirely too sure that Fox really had in the bag. And now Coldemig 1v3, the defender at a huge disadvantage, Dowsy. This, I'm not convinced it's game, but this is looking very dire for Fox.
Yeah, Mixi will spawn, and Cloud9 will retreat. The Kraken, she is on the map once more. Forecourt.
Third
I
time the
don't
charm?
want to be the team who starts it up. History says that is not a good move.
Well, all right. So gold aside, you said, you know, don't look at the gold. Now, I am going to agree with you at that point because Old School is 6 items. He has 6 items plus more infusions. Like, this guy is done. He is ready to roll. As soon as anybody comes, steps even close to him, he is just going to lay into you. And 3 red, the double defensive with that jacket and those tier 3 boots as well. He's staying mobile. He's got his bases covered defensive-wise. And with all the peel that Cloud9 has, if you don't bring down Old School, this is endgame right now.
Certainly is. Old School, he's using his Hellfire Brew in the middle of the fight. That could be it. Gonna get stepped into Delphi, into the Gauntlet Walls. Old School still escaping. Mixi, he's now stuck. That could be him falling right there. And then Old School still running, but Joseph's found the kill. Old School trying to get away from Lone Delphi, but he can't. Lone Delphi finds the kill before Arden's able to find the return. It's just Coldemig left, and he's doing his best to escape. If he dies here, it could just be the end for Echo Fox. Over the wall he goes. It's a switcheroo, and currently he is still alive. The Crystal Sentry getting involved, but Coldemig, his health bar is retreating.
We're out of energy.
I love Joseph,
No,
very low on energy, but just enough to find the kill. And with 30 seconds left on the death timers for Mixi, they're gonna just charge straight on up the lane and try and finish this game. It's gonna be close, but I think they can do it. I love Joseph. Gabe Vizzle gonna make their way up. 20 seconds on Mixi, looking for the game series win. The minions are crashing into this Bane Crystal turret, and as soon as it gets destroyed, Mixi will respawn. There it goes down. Mixi, you're up on the table, but this Bane Crystal, it's depleting. I don't think he can stop it. This will be Cloud9 taking their second game victory and securing the win over Echo Fox here.
You want to know why a lot of people think Cloud9's a dream team? Old school, uncontested